Hey Scott, Cameron McCormick here, video summary, lesson summary from today, December 9th, 2009. Complaints, solid contact, pull hooks to fats, mostly fats and thins, all resulting from body positions and mobility restrictions. So let's address the second part of that first. I'm talking about mobility restrictions. We assessed your rotational mobility in your lower body and your torso or your spine area, and the only area that you tested out low or limited in terms of your mobility or rotation was that mid-spine torso rotation area. So drop by James over at DCC, get him to help you out on understanding how to stretch and how to strengthen those areas that are going to allow that rotation. Also make him aware of your bulging disc L4, L5. Okay, and then from a movement perspective, you stand too far from the ball and you get too bent in your posture, as you'll see listed up here, and that requires that in order for you to be able to rotate, you've got to lift. See, when we bend too much at the hip joint and at the knee joint, we cut away or we limit our body's ability to rotate and rotate efficiently, or rotate to our maximal end range of motion. So essentially what you do, your body recognizes that you're too bent over, so it straightens up to this secondary line that I've drawn right here. That's essentially the posture that your body feels comfortable in rotating in. So let me play it out here. And that's the posture you end up in right there. So we'll go a long way towards enabling more efficient, just easier rotation if we start in that posture versus having to lift up and away from it. Because once you've lifted up and away from this stance that's a long way away from the ball, then you've got to come back down to it. And if there's things that are difficult in our golf swing to time, it's both up and down motion with our body and lateral or side-to-side motion with our body, and you've got both of them. So the correction there is just to stand a whole lot taller. Here's the comparison there. So if you were just to look at, this is below 40 degrees, and this here is if you're looking at the spine angle, this is above 50 degrees, so it's 52. So we've increased the spine angle about 10, 12 degrees right there, and as we do that, you're looking for the arms hanging directly below your shoulder socket. So your feedback that tells you whether you're the correct distance away from the ball is if the butt of the club points above your belt buckle versus below your belt buckle, and also whether your arms can hang comfortably vertically down from your shoulder joint right there. Okay, and just an overall sense that you're standing closer and taller to the ball will get you closer to achieving it than not. Secondarily, the mobility restriction in your torso and the combined stance that's too bent over and far away causes you to shift laterally, meaning shift from side to side here. And the problem with that is if the swing is a big circle that's centered from a hub or has an axis of rotation at the center, we want to keep that center fairly stable. There are examples of good players that can shift side to side and still strike the ball well, but what's required is the person that shifts from side to side must match or meet back at center or even further left of center at impact. And what you do is you'll shift a good, what we say, that's probably a foot off the ball, 10 to 12 inches off the ball, but then you won't get back to center. So if your ear started on that line, your swing center, this part right here, is tilted further backwards this way. So your spine angle is tilted further back this way, and that's going to cause the club to contact about 4 inches back behind the ball in most circumstances. If it doesn't contact 4 inches back behind the ball, it's going to catch it thin, or you're going to catch it thin, excuse me, just based on trying not to catch it fat, defending against the fat. So the real solution is for you to learn to stabilize that axis of rotation, so essentially keeping your head in a very tight range of motion right there. You see the difference here is we cut away, we eliminate about half of that sideways motion off the ball. Okay, so if that was 12 inches right there, this now here is about 6 inches right there. And so that enables us to get back to center more readily. We close that gap about 3 inches, and that causes it facilitates solid contact. Now again, the work you'll do with James will help that, but understand again that your point of feedback here can be someone holding a stick just like I am, you swinging in a mirror where you're not looking down at the ground, you're looking straight ahead at the mirror and just getting a sense for what feelings, what kinesthetic awareness you can create of keeping that head nice and stable as you allow the rotation to happen. So in summary, stand close and more upright, turn centered, and solid shots will come. Any questions, don't hesitate to call. All right, thanks buddy.